I've always been fascinated by the sheer scale and impact of the Mongol Empire. When we think about empires, the Mongols stand out as a force of nature that reshaped the world. In just a few decades, they forged the largest contiguous land empire in history, spanning from the Sea of Japan to Eastern Europe. Join me as we uncover the incredible story of how a group of nomadic tribes transformed into a world-changing powerhouse. Let's journey back to where it all began. In the late 12th century, the Mongolian steppes were a fractured landscape of warring tribes. However, one visionary leader would rise to unite them: Temujin, the man history would come to know as Genghis Khan. Through a combination of military genius, political savvy, and, let's face it, a fair bit of brutality, Temujin united the Mongol tribes under his rule. By 1206, Temujin had been proclaimed Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. But he wasn't content with just ruling Mongolia. No, Genghis had his eyes set on bigger prizes, and wow, did he have the means to get them? The Mongols had perfected a style of warfare that would make them nearly unstoppable, combining the mobility of nomadic horsemen with innovative military tactics and technology. The Mongol army was like nothing the world had seen before. These guys were the special forces of their day, you know? Each warrior was a master horseman and archer, capable of shooting arrows with deadly accuracy while riding at full gallop. It's worth noting that the Mongols didn't just rely on brute force, they were innovators in siege warfare and psychological tactics, often using terror as a weapon to encourage surrender. Under Genghis Khan and his successors, the empire expanded at an incredible rate. They conquered China, Central Asia, Persia, and even reached as far as Eastern Europe. The scale of destruction was, well, it was pretty horrific. Some estimates suggest that the Mongol conquest may have killed up to 40 million people. That's about 10% of the world's population at the time. Yeah, not exactly a feel-good story, but it's crucial to understanding the impact of the Mongol Empire. Now, you might be surprised to learn that the Mongols weren't just about conquest. Once they had an empire, they had to figure out how to run it. And, surprisingly, they were pretty good at it. They established a system called the Yam, which was basically a massive postal network. The Mongols also had a huge impact on trade. They revitalized the Silk Road, making it safer and more efficient than ever before. This led to an unprecedented exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between East and West. It's no exaggeration to say that the Mongol Empire created the first real global economy. They even introduced paper money to much of their empire, which was a pretty revolutionary concept at the time. Pretty impressive, right? But like all empires, the Mongols couldn't stay on top forever. By the mid-14th century, things were starting to fall apart. Internal power struggles, the Black Death, and, the general difficulty of ruling such a vast territory all contributed to the empire's decline. The once unified empire fractured into 4 separate khanates, each going its own way. The legacy of the Mongol Empire is complicated, to say the least. On one hand, their conquests caused unprecedented destruction and loss of life. On the other, they created a period of relative peace and prosperity across much of Eurasia. They fostered cultural exchange, spread technologies, and even helped spread the Black Death. Yeah, not their finest moment, but their impact on world history is undeniable, from the fall of the Abbasid Caliphate to the rise of Moscow as a power center in Russia. And that's the story of the rise and fall of the Mongol Empire. It's a tale of incredible ambition, unparalleled military might, and far-reaching consequences. The Mongols reshaped the world in ways that we're still feeling today. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, well, I'll leave that for you to decide. History is never as simple as it seems, and the Mongol Empire is a perfect example of that complexity.